Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love MMA as much as I do. Um, I have publicly said, and I think that Fedor is not only my favorite fighter of all time, he's also, I believe, the greatest heavyweight of all time in MMA history, just because of how he's dominated and stuff. But that's just an opinion. But there's also other categories, like this one. I think, and personally, Stipe is my favorite underdog fighter of all time. And I'll tell you why. Look at the road he overcame to become champion in the first place. Arlovsky, Mark Hunt, he fought Dos Santos the first time, and I thought he was robbed of that decision, among other killers, before eventually winning the heavyweight title from Verdum. And Verdum had submitted guys like Cain Velasquez, Nogueira, Fedor, already beaten those guys. But yet Stipe beat him and made it look easy in his house in Brazil. He fought Junior Dos Santos again, finished it, there's no doubt about it. He finished Overeem. And I remember when he had to fight Francis Ngannou. As much as I love Francis Ngannou's story that I've talked about on YouTube, this is probably the most disrespect I've ever seen towards any guy that's already champion. And it's the media and the UFC itself, the promotion is making it look like Francis is already going to be the champion. That's what it is. Stipe's got the belt, but he's not the champion. You know what I mean? That's messed up. And I like his story because you can be disrespected so much despite already winning the title. And as a champion, you should be the favorite, because of your style. Because he can already box, he can already wrestle. He's been proven to win fights by more than just with his hands. And that didn't matter. You know what I mean? It mattered, but you know what I mean, as far as the perception. And Stipe went out. He took a few big hits early, but he won the fight. He dominated the fight. And I think that shut a lot of people's mouths, or it should have. So let's continue to go. He fought DC. He lost. Everybody thought he was done. The UFC didn't give him a rematch. They rather let Derek Lewis fight Cormier than give it to Stipe. Even Derek Lewis said himself, it's kind of messed up. I'm surprised. He didn't say it was messed up, but he said he's surprised Stipe is not fighting for the title before I am. And they wanted Brock Lesnar because of the money, but still, you know what I mean? Outside of that. And Stipe finally gets his match because Brock Lesnar basically said, I'm not interested. Stipe comes back the way he wins the title, which I did do. I did pick him before I actually made a YouTube channel to beat Cormier in the second and third fights. And I also thought it was messed up that people weren't giving him a chance because he was winning the first fight before he got knocked out. And I remember when COVID first happened, the UFC was threatening to strip Stipe of the belt because they were pushing him to fight Cormier, but yet Cormier could pick whoever he wanted to fight. So, I thought that was messed up. He was being disrespected then. And then he still had to prove something by beating him again, which I said he was going to do. And then he lost to Francis in the rematch. He's already beaten Francis, though. Yet that sets up another great trilogy. People would pay money to see that. All right? Because not every fight goes the same way. Obviously, it didn't go like it did the first time. And I personally don't think the third fight would be close to that. I think it'd be similar. I do think Francis would have won the fight, maybe, but it would have been more competitive. And it would have been a great fight. So that's just my opinion. But I felt like it was messed up how Stipe was done. And he's just now. Here's the thing. The thing is, Stipe is just now talking because he's openly said it's messed up. I had to wait to get a rematch with Cormier, but Cormier and Ngannou get rematches with me. You know what I mean? Not Ngannou, but Cormier was getting an instant rematch and trilogy with me. So why am I having to wait to fight for the title? Why is John Jones and other guys, getting a title fight being mentioned before me? You know what I mean? And that's why he never got the fight. He did say that, so that means he would have fought Francis again. He was happy to fight him again, I'm sure he was. And then he then he sat out because, again, he wasn't getting the fight he felt like he should get, and I understand that, But that's just my opinion. So I don't think he was scared to fight Francis. I really don't think Francis was scared to fight him or John Jones. If anything, Francis openly said right after winning the title, he wanted to fight John Jones. So I felt like both guys were disrespected, but Stipe had it a little bit more. You know what I mean? So I don't understand, but that'll overcome those things. And now he has a chance to do it again if John Jones or still ends up fighting him, which is very likely to happen now that Francis decided to leave. So I just thought I should say that, why he's my favorite underdog fighter in MMA history.